Good morning, afternoon or evening, everyone, I hope you are all doing well. If you are new to my channel, I am Brenna Victoria and welcome to my page. So a bit of context, I have laryngitis again, so for now I'll be doing a couple of videos again with this voice changer app. Now, let's get on with the video. In today's video, I will be telling you about the Crenshaw house, the Kreischer mansion and the Pittock mansion, so grab your snacks and sit back and enjoy. Story number 1, the Crenshaw house. Built in the 1830s by John Hart Crenshaw, the house would go on to have a bright but yet grim history. In 1840, then State Representative of Illinois, Abraham Lincoln attended a ball at the house, which was held on the second floor. Crenshaw made sure everyone stayed on the first and second floor, while hiding the fact that in his attic was a torture chamber of sorts with 12 rooms, holding his slaves and those who were free slaves, all who were chained to a heavy ball. Crenshaw also hid the fact that he would sell these slaves and freed slaves to the southern states, or he would force them to work in his salt mines. When he was found out, he provided a loophole found in the state constitution that literally allowed forced labor upon any slave, freed or not. His response of "I did it because no free man would ever work there anyway." While many of the slaves he owned were free, they never received justice for the pain that was inflicted upon them. Crenshaw was brought to trial on a kidnapping charge, but he was found not guilty in 1842. No one knows how Crenshaw died later, but I can honestly say that maybe the spirits of those murdered by his evilness came back from beyond and killed him. Story number 2, Kreischer mansion. Located in Charleston, New York, this 7-bedroom Victorian home was built in the 1800s by German immigrant Balthasar Kreischer. Now this mansion was or still is beautiful in all its holier-than-thou glory. But behind every home is a history that is grim and hideous. In 2005, an associate of the Bonanno crime family made the mortal mistake of greatly offending a mob leader, and to get even, the mob leader made a plan to invite this associate over under the guise of celebration and a promotion to a new position, but in reality, it would end up being this associate's last day of being alive. The associate showed up and was quickly dealt with. They were held in the pool until they stopped moving, then the body was chopped up and incinerated in the furnace. Now, keep in mind, this murder wasn't the first violent death within its walls. No, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am talking about the deaths of Kreischer, his son Edward, the son's wife and the cook. Mr. Balthasar Kreischer made a fortune manufacturing bricks. But that happiness would not last long. Kreischer's business suffered after competitors started making more money, to the point the family business never really recovered. It caused the elder Kreischer to pass away, leaving his son to pick up the pieces. But alas, not even poor Edward could cope with the lost revenue and the death of his father. That Edward took care of his daily affairs as usual, before ending his life by suicide. A gunshot to the head. He left behind a wife, who is said to have died by suicide as well, as she could not live without her husband. Now, the cook was the only one still within the house, but he was soon murdered himself, in the kitchen, or so the story goes. All these deaths in the mansion has caused it to be one of New York's most haunted homes. If you decide to visit, be sure to listen for the widow's wails, the pots and pans banging around in the cook's kitchen, and the last grisly gurgling sounds of the mobster gasping for air. It might just be your undoing. And finally, story number 3, Pittock mansion. Located in Portland, Oregon, the beautiful 46-room French Renaissance mansion held spectacular views of Mount Hood and was to be the summer retirement home of one Oregon's richest, Mr. Henry Pittock, publisher of The Oregonian, and his beautiful loving wife Georgiana. Mistress Pittock was an enthusiastic gardener and a founding member of the Portland Rose Society. While they were so happy and in love, they would never be able to enjoy the home, as the mistress died 4 years after it was built, with her widower follow a year later. But the Pittocks quickly came back home after their passing. Guests have been said through the years that the Pittocks have made themselves known by slamming doors, the scent of Mistress Pittock's rose perfume wafting through the rooms, piano music playing, lights turning on and off, footsteps have been heard, windows opening or closing, and a picture of Mr. Pittock repeatedly being moved from one particular room. Visitors have also mentioned that a groundkeeper will show up right by them, offering a hand, and that he would vanish, only hearing his shovel breaking the ground to dig. Also, as the years went by, the home started to become too expensive to maintain. So the city of Portland bought the mansion in the 1960s, and it is now being maintained by the city and a non-profit organization. The Pittocks remain gracious hosts, and they have made a request from beyond the grave: do not trample the roses, should you visit. If I were you, I would do as they say. And that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel and share the video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at BrennaVictoria2020. Stay safe, everyone, and see you next time.